Alright guys, I've gotten a lot of people ask me about possibly changing up a little bit the design of Showtime for the SCX24. There's a few reasons. The main one that got me to actually do it was that they wanted me to raise this bar right here because the way it was before, you could barely put the surpass motor in there. I mean, the guy that did it, he kind of heated up the area a little bit and brought it up a little bit, and it worked. So I figured, okay, I can bring that up a little bit. The main thing about it was I wanted to keep it to where it still resembled the vehicle and you couldn't really tell the difference. I mean, obviously you're going to be able to tell the difference now because I'm showing you, but if you didn't know, then you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So I went ahead and did that. I raised it up. You can see the difference right around here. So if you take a look here, this is that bar originally. So you can see that's the bar in the rear, and that's how close it is as far as height. Over here, that's where the bar sits. So it's quite a bit higher than what I was before. That should be enough to clear that surpass motor. The other thing that people were having issues with is the actual servo, because you're supposed to use longer shocks with these buggies, but even with those longer shocks, some people were still having some issues the way that they set up their buggies. So I figured I'd give you a little bit more clearance for that servo, so I went ahead and raised this up a little bit. You can look at it right here. This is the original one, and this is where it sits right now. You still have all your mounting points in the same area, but it's quite a bit higher. So if you look at it, it's about 4 millimeters higher than what it was before. So that should help clear that area as well. And also, I don't know if you could tell from here, I went ahead and I widened the front end as well. So now it's about 5 more millimeters in width. So a lot of people were also, concerned that there wasn't a lot of room in here for anything, like, electronics or anything. So it was kind of crammed in there. So I managed to make it, to where it still looks the same. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference unless you have them, side by side. But you could tell from here where these bars are coming in and where they are right here. Those were pushed out quite a bit, and then also the inside area was widened, those 5 millimeters. So obviously, you have more room in there. Plus, I gave you an extra couple millimeters here on the actual mount for the shocks, just to give it a little bit more strength. The rest of the body is still the same, so you will still get the same, benefits of the chassis being able to get through all those, difficult areas because it's really narrow. But the issues that, we were coming across, they're resolved. So this should be able to handle that surpass motor right now without having to do any modification to it. Servo will sit a little bit better in there. Also, when you run this chassis, make sure that you get the longer shocks. And I would suggest, I know that I designed these to run with the deadbolt links, but when you run with the deadbolt links and you swap the rear to the front and the front to rear, the axle is kind of tilted a little bit because the upper links are a tad bit too long. So what you could do is make your own links, or at least shorten those top ones, and that'll make your servo sit flat again, because when the servo is sitting flat, it would just, it would just sit right here, like when you compress your shocks all the way, the whole servo will sit flat like that. Whereas if you leave it tilted, it will sit kind of like this. So you lose a lot of articulation by having that axle tilted forward instead of flattened out, the way it should be. So that'll get you a lot more articulation if you do that, where you clock the axle to where that servo is actually flat. But yeah, that's Showtime, and I'm gonna go ahead and upload this on Shapeways real quick, and yeah, that's gonna be the updated version, which should take care of the issues. Oh yeah, also I kind of made this to where it was a little bit, you know, cleaner looking, I guess. That's what the original one looks like though, but this is just a little bit cleaner. It just, I don't know, I figured it just works. So there, that's nice. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope that helps you guys out, and I hope this gets more of these guys out there so you can have fun with them. And that is Shapeways, and that's Showtime, and that's it.